guys, it's Monday. We hope everyone's day is off to a magical start. Welcome to Disney on a Dime. For all of our new subscribers, thank you so much, guys, for coming over and joining all the fun over here. I am Tan.
And
this is my husband, Eric.
And also for our existing subscribers, I want to remember this. Make sure you send your family and friends and folks that are planning Orlando vacation. Send them over to the channel. We love to have them.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have said that they have even shared the channel with individuals over on Facebook. Yeah. So thanks so much, guys.
Share it on the Disney vlogs, wherever you talk about Disney.
Absolutely. Spread the love. All right. So in today's video, we will be talking about luxe hotels. Those hotels where you want to go and you want to be pampered a little bit. You may even want to have, you know, valet and things like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I know we're going to, of course, explore the Disney luxe hotels. For those of you who did not know, yes, Disney does have luxe hotels, but also some of the ones that you can find just in Orlando, in general.
And, you know, this is Disney on the Dime. So obviously with the luxe hotels, you have a larger budget, but you still want to be budget conscious.
You're right.
So we've done videos on value resorts. So if you're looking for, you know, a more economical option, check those out. I think we said value was $150 and below.
Yeah.
So for luxe, let's do $350 and above. We'll kind of do in that range.
All right.
And yeah, we're going to do a bunch of different properties. So what would you define, when you talked about a few characteristics of a luxury resort? You said concierge, valet. What would you define as a luxury resort, a five-star experience?
A five-star experience for me when I am looking for, you know, a really nice hotel. Again, it's going to be the valet, you know. I won't have to go and park my own car. I pull up, they open my door. The accommodations, the hotel, it's not going to open to the outside.
So, if you've never been to Disney before, aren't familiar with Disney resorts, you make a good point. And Universal resorts. So, both Disney and Universal, they have entry-level and mid-range resorts, but they're basically motel designs because the doors open to the outside. They're still nice.
Right.
But
themed beautifully.
They're themed beautifully. So they give you a motel design, but it has a beautiful theme.
Right.
So these don't open. These have beautiful hallways and lobbies and marble. And
you'll have a really nice resort setting when you walk out, let's say outside of the resort, maybe in the back. It's a really nice pool.
Golf courses. Some of them feature golf courses.
Golf courses. Let's say you've had a long day in the park, and when you get back to the resort, you are actually thinking about going over and checking out the spa that the hotel offers.
On-site spas. Yeah, that's a good one.
Room service is something else that I look for when I am looking for a hotel with that five-star experience. And, you know, some nights too, I might want some turn-down service. So,
a little mint on the pillow. Yeah. What about the level of cleanliness in a luxury five-star resort? Yeah. What are you looking for?
So there are some things that I will let pass or slide when we are staying at a value resort. We've stayed at value resorts before in the past, many times. For all of our new subscribers, right now we love staying at the Waldorf Astoria when we visit Orlando. So that's like our home away from home. And so the level of cleanliness at a Waldorf Astoria, when I compare that to, let's say, an all-star on Disney property, it's going to be a little bit different. You know, you may find, you know, a candy wrapper underneath the bed at the value resort, or maybe perhaps the bathroom may have, you know, some things in there kind of indicating that it wasn't, you know, cleaned as great as it should have been or could have been. Also
in the bathroom, since you're bringing up the bathroom, the toiletries should be nicer.
Yeah, the toiletries are going to be nicer.
Lotions and shampoos, you should get nice toiletries.
And a lot of the luxe hotels, the ones that we really love, especially at the Waldorf, you're going to have a glass shower.
Yeah, glass shower door instead of a shower curtain.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So for those of you who don't know, and if you don't watch our other channel, The Unfrumpy Mommy Life, if you watch that channel, you know my wife, love her to death, has a tremendous, ginormous hotel phobia. Hence, staying at the luxe resorts.
Yes.
So when we say hotel phobia, what does that mean? What do you do at a resort?
All right. So what I typically bring, and this is going to not only apply to our value resorts that we stay at, but also the luxe resorts that we stay at. I bring my own linens. I bring my own pillow covers. I bring my own cleaning supplies to kind of wipe things down. I bring Ziploc bags to kind of put the remotes in. So yeah.
And by the way, so we're giving you Disney tips. When you stay at a hotel room, the dirtiest thing in that hotel room is not the toilet seat typically. It's not the bed. It is the remote control. And if you watch any hotel shows, they'll tell you, you either clean the remote control with alcohol or you put it in a clear plastic
bag. And that's what we do. That's
the phones too. Yeah, clean the phones. Because we've talked about making Disney trips memorable. Part of that is not getting sick. And, you know, there's a lot of germs in those hotels. So we're giving you all kinds of information. I thought we'd just be talking about hotels.
All right, so you want to go ahead, baby?
Yeah, let's book some stuff online. Let's see what we got. So let's take them on a journey online and look at some of the hotels.
All right.
So as usual, guys, I'm going to start out on TripAdvisor. I think we show TripAdvisor so much in these videos. I think we should get like a TripAdvisor sponsorship.
Yeah, call us TripAdvisor.
So, you know, if you've watched any of our other videos on value resorts or resorts for large families, we start at TripAdvisor. And one of the nice things about TripAdvisor is you can pull up hotels by a specific city, right? So here we're looking at Orlando, and TripAdvisor also does a ranking. So you can see where the hotel is ranked in all of the Orlando hotels. So for example, the Waldorf Astoria, which we said is one of our favorites, is number 28 out of 335.
And we also said I believe it was our first video where we kind of approached or discussed TripAdvisor. Now that ranking is not necessarily because of cleanliness or price or anything like that. That ranking could have everything to do with, let's say, possibly the location to Disney, the
value, the price. Yeah, people want different things out of hotels.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, my guidance would be, what you don't want to do, and we've talked about this on other videos, don't get this. There's 335 hotels at TripAdvisor. Don't get anything under 300, please. Don't get like hotel number 331 out of 335.
And do read the reviews.
Yes.
Read the reviews.
Absolutely. Because the reviews, again, there might be things that are important to other people that aren't necessarily important to you. So, the ranking is just kind of a way to start, but definitely read the reviews to see if it fits your personality or budget. Now, what's nice about TripAdvisor, and I didn't even know they had this feature, we're talking about obviously Lux Resort. So what you can do is quickly come down here to hotel class, and you can just filter on 5-star resorts. So it makes it really easy. So once we do that, we basically got 5-star resorts. Now, what's funny about this, you can just tell Orlando's a family-friendly town. So they have a grand total of, according to TripAdvisor, 4 5-star resorts. Now, if this were New York, right, you'd have
a whole page.
Yeah, you'd have a whole page. But so another thing that's interesting, you'll notice there's only one Disney resort on here, and it's actually a 4 Seasons. So Grand Floridian, Animal Kingdom, although Disney would classify them as deluxe,
right?
They're not considered.
Yeah, but the Boardwalk.
Yeah, yeah, they're not considered 5-star resorts.
Right.
So a lot of the Disney deluxe resorts are actually 4-star, but because they add the Disney magic, you pay a 5-star price.
Absolutely.
Okay. Whenever you're looking at a resort or any hotel, and we hadn't really talked about this, let's say you want to stay at the Waldorf. And, this doesn't matter whether it's a value resort or a deluxe resort. In addition to reading the actual review, so here we clicked on the Waldorf and you can see the reviews down here, right? So, and we regularly submit reviews, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've said before, that is how you hold a hotel accountable. Don't let, if you've had an unsatisfactory stay, don't let it slip through the cracks. Get on TripAdvisor, review, talk about your experience so that the next time you stay there, if you do decide to go back, hopefully they will have addressed that issue.
And sometimes the management, if you write a bad review, will even respond, which I think is a positive thing. Like if I see a hotel has gotten a negative review, but the manager has taken time to respond, I take that into account.
Right. You feel that the management is invested in the brand and is really looking to improve on whatever their shortcoming was during your particular stay.
Exactly. Now, one thing I haven't talked about, and I should have done this when we did the value and the hotels for large families, is also look at the photos. Now, in a little bit, we're going to go to the hotel websites, and we're going to look at a lot of the kind of marketing professional photos. And those are good, but what you really want to look at are the traveler photos. And these are, when you write a review, you can upload photos. And why do you like to look at the photos? What do you look for in the photos? I know there's something very specific you look for.
Well, for me, again, I am a bit of a hotel snob due to my hotel phobia, but I love to take a look at the bathroom. So here we are here. I do not like to go in a bathroom or, you know, see pictures of a bathroom where there's an issue with mold or just an unkempt, unclean bathroom. So I love to look at the pictures and also read the reviews and to see what people have said about the bathroom in particular.
And again, one of the things we said in the intro, and you hit the nail on the head, you said in a luxe resort, you should have a glass enclosed shower.
Right.
So no shower curtain.
Right, right.
So definitely go and look at those photographs. So let's go back. Now, even though there aren't, technically speaking, there aren't any Disney hotels in the list of 5-star hotels in Orlando, right? So if we go all,
well, you have their Four Seasons.
Well, yeah, the Four Seasons. I'm sorry, right? But you don't see like the Grand Floridian, Boardwalk. We've stayed at Boardwalk.
Right.
So even though it's not on here, we're going to start with a Disney resort. We'll start with the Grand Floridian because before you had the Disney Four Seasons, which is their latest, most recent luxe resort, the Grand Floridian was kind of the standard for high-end Disney resorts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's just go ahead and book the Grand Floridian. If you'll notice, we start out, and in all the videos, we've been kind of doing a July 4th trip. We've kind of modeled a July 4th trip. So we've always said July 1st through the 5th. We'll do that for all the hotels. And you'll see the Grand Floridian starts out at $465. So you're definitely, it's not technically 5-star, but you're paying 5-star prices.
Right, because I think we said we were going to start at $350.
Yeah, and we're well above that.
Well,
a lot of folks get married at the Grand Floridian, so it is a popular wedding and honeymoon because they have a wedding pavilion.
that is true.
Okay, so you can see what you're paying at the Grand Floridian, $465 a night. But what's nice about the Grand Floridian is it is, I guess you can't walk. You used to be able to walk to Magic Kingdom years ago, but it is on the monorail track to Magic Kingdom. It's essentially next door.
Right. You can also take one of the boats over.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, we really like to take the boats over.
Very accessible.
And we visited. It's really pretty at Christmas time during the holidays. It's a really kind of a throwback. It kind of reminds you of kind of these older throwback resorts that you might have seen in the Northeast, you know, years ago. So it's got a nice kind of throwback look to it. And you can kind of see that in the picture here. Let's take a look at some of their gallery pictures.
Okay.
So again, it's right on the lagoon overlooking, you know, right across from Magic Kingdom. All the resorts on the lagoon that are on the Magic Kingdom Lagoon, I think it's called the Seven Seas Lagoon. So you've got the Grand Floridian, you can see the Polynesian. You can also rent watercraft.
Oh yeah, we've actually done that.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So gorgeous resort, but again, these are marketing pictures. You definitely want to go to TripAdvisor and look at
the traveler photos.
Another thing to point out too, you'll notice, you know, this resort isn't super themed. Like their hotel, you don't see a lot of colorful Disney characters or anything like that. If you're looking for a richly themed hotel, you want to do one of the all-star resorts or you want to do Cabana Bay over Universal. Again, for the luxe resorts at Disney, you're not going to get a lot of theming.
Right, right. They've taken a little bit out of that. They've stepped away from the theming a little bit. You do still get the sense that you are absolutely on a Disney property, but it has been scaled down quite a bit.
Yeah. And, you know, this is still Disney on the dime. So if you want to save money, you want to try to get, you know, a standard room. Don't worry about your view. And this might be one where you do combine with the Disney dining plan.
Yeah.
So we check out our other video. We did a whole video on the Disney dining plan. This might work well with like a package deal.
Okay.
So this is $465. Remember that number from the 1st through the 5th. Now let's look at the Waldorf, which is a Hilton property. So we're going to look at, I always say the two big hotel chains are kind of Hilton and Marriott. So we're going to look at Hilton's luxury offering, which is the Waldorf, and then we're going to look at Marriott's, which is the Ritz-Carlton. And then we'll actually look at the Four Seasons. So let's do the 1st through the 5th again. So we said July 1st, and we'll do checkout on the 5th, and let's search. So $465 is what we're trying to beat.
Okay.
Wow. I did not think the price difference would be that.
Did you put the date in correctly?
This is this, oh, I'm sorry, zooming in there. Is this, yeah, this is the Waldorf Astoria Orlando. This is on their website.
Wow. Yeah, it says it right there. Waldorf Astoria Orlando. Did we get those dates right? That is an amazing price.
Because I think this actually is a third-party site. So let me go to Hilton's direct site. So let's just search. You got to be careful too, because see, that might have been like this reservation counter. Where is Hilton? And see, Hilton should have, here we go. Hilton should do a better job of making sure their stuff comes in first. But this is a good test, because let's see if we go to Hilton's actual site, because that was a third-party site, if the same price comes up, because that was an awesome price.
Yeah.
That's too good to be true. Like, we stay there all the time, and
we don't get that price.
Yeah, I haven't seen that rate since they opened.
Back in 2009.
Yeah. So the arrival is, okay, so arrive on July 1st. I wish I could stay from July to August. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to leave on the 5th, right? So it's the same as the other one. So it starts at $257.
All right.
So I'm glad that third-party booking site came up, though, because one of the things, we never use third-party booking sites. Like, we always go directly. I've heard good and bad, mostly bad, about third-party booking sites. A lot of times you get kind of the rooms that nobody else wants or that are under renovation, but it's the same price. So this one was legit. So you see the difference.
So $465 over at the Grand Floridian versus $199.
So now you guys see why we stay at the Waldorf.
And we've mentioned too that the Waldorf Astoria Orlando is basically a Disney property.
It is. It's almost across the street from Disney Springs.
Yeah, just a little bit down and across the street from Disney Springs, but.
And I think all the hotels that are like on that strip, I forget what that street is called, they're like Disney partner hotels. So they have shuttles, they're partnered with Disney. So for people like us, we stayed at many, many Disney resorts. We don't necessarily have to stay on property anymore. This is great for us.
Right. So,
if you got small children that never stayed on Disney property, you know, you might do
your
this.
Your first trip.
Yeah, your first trip. You might
definitely want to go ahead and get that Disney magic and stay on property. But if you've been like us, you're Disney vets at this point, and you're just looking to kind of, you know, when you leave the parks, get in a hotel where you kind of leave all of the chaos. Although it's fun, you want to leave it behind for a few hours before you start it again the next day. The Waldorf Astoria Orlando is an amazing choice.
It's also a great choice for large families. So we did a whole video on great hotels for large families, and we included the Waldorf, and you can see why, because they have suites. And sometimes it's hard to find a suite that has 2 beds. And they don't have a lot of these, but they do have deluxe suites with 2 queen beds. And again, the price is still beating what a standard room is at Grand Floridian.
That's amazing.
So, and let's see, do they have any pictures? So, I mean, they've got a few pictures. It's a gorgeous resort. Again, these are kind of marketing pictures.
Babe, we should mention that you can absolutely see the fireworks from your bedroom.
If you pay for that view, yes.
You get the Disney view.
It's on a golf course. So, again, a luxury resort, you look for things like golf courses. Their grounds aren't huge. It's connected to the Hilton Bonnet Creek. So, they've got a couple of pools. It's not huge grounds, but there's enough, you know, for you to do. Should we look at the Ritz now?
All right, yeah, let's check out the Ritz.
All right. So, now we're going to, so the Waldorf is Hilton's flagship luxe brand. The Ritz-Carlton would be Marriott's flagship luxe brand. You can look at some of the pictures. It's a nice hotel. A lot in common with the Waldorf. It's on a golf course. You see the pictures of the room, really luxe rooms. It is a little bit further away. It's not on Disney property.
It is, I would say, a lot farther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the 1st through the 5th again of July. And 5th.
Did you put in June? Okay.
Yeah, it's July, blah, blah, blah. I think all that's good. Check availability. And again, you know, do these searches yourself. You know, we're just kind of simulating it, but definitely go in and obviously put on your own dates. They're competitive. They're a little bit more, but it's competitive.
Yeah, but, you know, again, the Ritz-Carlton is a very well-known brand, a very high-end brand. And as you can see, in Orlando, to get a room at the Ritz-Carlton for $283 during the month of July is a bargain.
In any other city, a Ritz or a Waldorf,
$700.
Yeah, and we've stayed at Ritz and Waldorf.
Yes, we have.
In other cities, and you're at $700 a night easy. Okay. Now let's look at the newest. So here's the interesting thing about Disney. Disney runs, when you talk about a Disney hotel, Disney runs most of their hotels themselves, except for 3 of them. The 3 hotels, they're Disney hotels, but Disney doesn't run them, are the Swan, the Dolphin, and the Four Seasons. So it's a little bit confusing. This Four Seasons is a Disney resort, but it's run by the Four Seasons. That's a little bit confusing. So this is going to be some money because 1, it's a Disney resort, and 2, it's a Four Seasons. So it's you're doubling up on the luxury. Yeah. So we're going to see what this costs.
Okay.
So July 1st. I'm almost scared, guys.
I am. I'm anxious myself.
No, we want this. I got to manually type this in. They're not making it easy for me. All right, through the 5th. All right, come on. All right. This typically doesn't matter, but I'll put in. Yeah, I don't see. They're not making it easy. Like, come on, I would put. Should I put this in the TripAdvisor review? All right, find rooms. Jeez. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Here we go.
So again, in most hotel websites, they'll tell you they're going to give you the best rate, so you don't need to use third-party booking sites.
Oh, $479.
So not much more than the Grand Floridian.
Bad.
Not much more. I think it's
that's a really good price.
Yeah, $10 more than the Grand Floridian. Now this is a little further. This isn't next to. So the Grand Floridian is basically across the way from Magic Kingdom.
Right?
This isn't that. It's close to Disney Springs, but you still got to.
But you still have your shuttle.
Yeah.
You still have your Disney transportation.
The grounds are gorgeous.
Yes.
And I don't know. Let's see if they feature any. Now this is going to take me back to the Four Seasons website, I think.
Okay. Well, should we tell them the location?
So, the Waldorf is
of the Four Seasons.
Yeah. So the Waldorf is on Disney property. The Four Seasons is on Disney property. The Four Seasons is a little tucked away. Mm-hmm. You got to kind of find it. It's not on the main strip. Yeah. Oh, and it's next to Golden Oaks. So
that's what I was getting at.
So if you're not familiar with Golden Oaks, there's a whole story, and this goes into. I do know a little bit about Disney. So Walt Disney had this vision not only of a theme park, but of also kind of residential areas. And Epcot was originally supposed to be like this futuristic residential area. Of course, Walt passed away, and Epcot, it kind of changed directions. So then, years and years ago, Celebration came about. So Celebration was kind of a Disney-themed neighborhood, not really on Disney property, kind of a couple of miles away from Disney. So if you ever drive through Celebration, Florida, it's a beautiful planned community.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. That kind of follows that Disney theme. Very gorgeous. But it's still not on Disney property. And then I guess about 3 or 4 years ago, Disney actually built the Golden Oaks community inside of Disney's grounds. Yes. And it's adjacent to the Four Seasons. The neighborhood is adjacent to the Four Seasons. You can
actually see it. You can actually see Golden Oaks from Four Seasons property.
Yeah, we've driven through Golden Oaks. It's a beautiful community. The houses these days probably, I would imagine, probably 2 million plus. Yeah. So, have your checkbook ready if you. And I don't even know if they're still building. We'll have to check it out.
The last time we were there, they were building.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So if you want to take it to the next level and go beyond Lux and buy a property on Disney property, you've got Golden Oaks. So I think that just about does it. We covered all of these. It's interesting. The Stay Bridge is on here. I've never stayed at a Stay Bridge. I didn't know Stay Bridge were 5-star.
Well, let's just check it out.
So let's look at some of their pictures and see if they meet your. I mean, that's gorgeous.
Well, now that looks like the lobby.
That does look like the lobby.
Yeah, so we're not counting that. Now these are professional photos, but we're just curious to see what they look like.
So why isn't that? Let's see. They only have. See, I wouldn't even. These are all professional. It's just going to be what you see here. I think that's either a typo. This is probably. I mean, it's nice.
It's nice.
This is probably a 4 or 3-star.
That's not a Lux.
That's a little bit of a typo. The other thing in the hotel world, there's 4 and 5-star varies. Especially you go over to like Europe and overseas. Sometimes it's a 5-star hotel is a 4-star somewhere else. So you got to be careful with that rating. All right, let's wrap it up. Okay, guys, so before we get out of here, I wanted to respond to a comment from Raquel C.
Hi, Raquel.
She said, looking to do the U.S. Is that U.S.?
Universal Studios.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like she was coming from overseas. No. Okay.
So
she's asking, how much time does the Ultimate Pass save? So she goes on to say, like at Disney, you will save about 15, or you'll wait about 15 to 20 minutes with the Fast Pass, which is true. With a Fast Pass at Disney, you do not jump right on the ride. So how much do you save, or how much time do you save with the Ultimate Pass? And I'm actually glad she submitted that, because that actually ties into this video. You'll notice in this video in the Lux resorts, we didn't cover any Universal resorts. That's because while Universal does have what they would consider higher end resorts, I would say they're more 4-star.
Yeah, and they're a little older.
They're a little older.
Too. They're a little older.
But if you do stay at one of Universal's quote unquote high end resorts, they do throw in, you do get the Express Pass for free. So that is a benefit. I would say overall the Express Pass is a huge time saver. It's a lot bigger time saver than the Fast Pass, because if you think about it, And again, Disney did it in a very democratic way. They said, look, everybody gets a fast pass.
Yeah.
So
come on, come on.
Fast pass. I mean, we've waited 30 minutes for a ride with the fast pass.
Right.
So sometimes a fast pass isn't even a time saver if everybody gets one.
It's not really a fast pass if everybody has a fast pass. However,
not everybody wants to shell out an extra $100 a day or stay at a Universal property to be able to get an express pass. So it's a little bit of a bigger time saver, but it's a trade-off because you are spending some extra money. So great question. Keep those questions.
Yeah, especially with you going in June, Raquel, you may want to go ahead and pay the extra money on the on that pass so that you and your family can, you know, instead of standing in line, you know, get to having fun. All right,
so I hope you guys found that informative. We walked you through a few different choices. I think it was really interesting to kind of see, you know, the old school Grand Floridian Luxe Resort versus the new Four Seasons, the Ritz, the Waldorf. You know, living with my wife, she is the hotel connoisseur and connoisseur. So I've become expert.
I own it.
Luxury brand. So check it out. There's still ways to save money and do it. Look at all the different options and have a great time.
Well, that's it, guys. We hope that you have enjoyed this video and, as Eric said, found it very helpful, very informative. And so, as always, guys, don't forget to make every day magical. Bye, guys.